Imagine a dimly lit vault deep beneath the streets of London, where rows upon rows of gleaming silver bars have sat undisturbed for decades, guardians of wealth in an uncertain world. But now, in the quiet hours when the markets sleep, something is stirring, a subtle, almost imperceptible shift. Phones ring in private offices, encrypted emails fly across oceans, and armored trucks rumble through the night, carrying away fortunes in metal that no one wants to talk about. This isn't a heist from a Hollywood thriller. It's the reality unfolding right now in the global silver market. As the price of silver surges past $67 an ounce, a new kind of exodus is underway. The smart money, the billionaires, the family offices, the institutional giants, is quietly pulling their silver out of the system, converting paper promises into cold, hard physical bars. Why? Because the foundations of the old order are cracking, and those in the know are racing to secure their assets before the storm hits. Welcome to the Silver Vault Exodus, a story of hidden risks, escalating shortages, and the desperate scramble to hold what you truly own. In this documentary, we'll peel back the layers of this clandestine movement, revealing why the elite are abandoning unallocated accounts, draining vaults from New York to London, and what it means for the average investor watching from the sidelines. Buckle up, because this isn't just about metal. It's about trust, power, and the fragile illusion of financial security. To understand the Vault Exodus, we must first rewind to the spark that ignited this frenzy. It's December 2025, and silver has shattered records, climbing from under $30 at the start of the year to over $67 per troy ounce, a staggering 120% increase that has left markets reeling. This isn't mere speculation. It's driven by a perfect storm of industrial hunger and investor awakening. Solar panels, electric vehicles, semiconductors, silver is the unsung hero of the green revolution, conducting electricity like no other metal while resisting corrosion in the harshest environments. Factories in China and beyond are devouring supplies at an unprecedented rate, with global deficits piling up for the fifth straight year, cumulatively exceeding billions of ounces. But beneath the headlines of soaring prices lies a deeper unease. Whispers circulate in trading floors and exclusive clubs. The vaults are emptying, not from theft, but from deliberate withdrawals. In the first 4 days of December alone, over 47 million ounces were claimed for delivery on the COMEX exchange, representing more than 60% of the available inventory, a drain so rapid it borders on panic. Picture the scene. Warehouse managers in New York scrambling as delivery notices flood in, bars being palletized and shipped out faster than new supplies can arrive. This isn't random. It's orchestrated by those who see the writing on the wall. The smart money isn't betting on higher prices alone. They're hedging against the collapse of the very system that has long promised easy access to silver without the hassle of holding it. At the heart of this exodus is a fundamental distinction that every silver investor must grasp: allocated versus unallocated storage. For years, unallocated accounts have been the go-to for convenience, allowing investors to own a claim on a pool of silver held by banks or vaults without specifying individual bars. It's like having a share in a communal treasure chest, efficient, low cost, and backed by the institution's promise to deliver metal when needed. But here's the catch. In unallocated setups, the bank can lend, lease, or rehypothecate that silver, using it for their own trades or to satisfy industrial demands, all while maintaining a fractional reserve. It's a system built on trust, assuming the pool remains deep enough for everyone. Now, as prices skyrocket and shortages bite, that trust is eroding. What if the bank is overcommitted? What if industrial giants like Samsung or Tesla have already locked up the physical supply through direct deals with miners? Suddenly, your unallocated claim feels like a ticket to a sold-out show. The risks are stark: counterparty failure, where the bank can't fulfill demands during a crunch or even outright default in extreme scenarios. Allocated silver, on the other hand, is the fortress alternative: specific bars with serial numbers assigned to you, segregated in the vault, untouchable by anyone else. No lending, no sharing. It's yours alone, with storage fees as the price for peace of mind. As the silver bull roars, the smart money is flocking to allocated, demanding conversions that force vaults to scramble for physical metal. In London, unallocated inventories have plummeted to historic lows, necessitating massive imports of over 53 million ounces just to stabilize the system. This shift isn't paranoia. It's prudence in a market where paper promises are starting to ring hollow. Let's step into the shoes of the elite driving this exodus. Consider the billionaires, those shadowy figures whose moves ripple through markets like earthquakes. Rumors abound of a single ultra-wealthy individual attempting to corner the silver market, standing for delivery of 12,400 metric tons by year's end, a haul that could dwarf national reserves. Take David Bateman, the former tech CEO who's openly disclosed holding 12 to 13 million ounces personally, part of a strategy to shield wealth from inflation and systemic risks. These aren't impulsive buys. They're calculated retreats from a financial architecture showing cracks. Family offices, managing trillions for the world's richest, are sending urgent instructions. Convert unallocated holdings to allocated, etched names on bars, and relocate them to private vaults or even offshore havens. Why the urgency? Geopolitical tensions simmer. Trade wars, currency devaluations, and the relentless march of debt-fueled economies make physical silver a tangible anchor. In Dubai, whispers point to massive buyers quietly accumulating, draining Western vaults to feed Eastern appetites. It's a silent bank run on precious metals, where the elite aren't waiting for alarms to blare. They're acting on intelligence from insiders who know the vault's true state. As one hedge fund manager confided anonymously, when the music stops, you don't want to be holding an IOU, you want the chair. The mechanics of this vault exodus reveal a web of interconnected pressures that amplify the drain. Start with the COMEX, the beating heart of silver futures trading in New York. Registered inventory, the metal available for immediate delivery, has been dwindling, hovering dangerously low at around 450 million ounces. But with claims surging, the cover ratio is exploding. Each contract represents 5,000 ounces, and as prices climb, more holders demand physical settlement rather than cash. This forces shorts, those betting against silver, to either buy back at a loss or deliver metal they may not have. But where does the metal come from? Increasingly from rated vaults. In a feedback loop, as deliveries mount, eligible stocks convert to registered, but overall supplies shrink because fresh inflows can't keep pace. Meanwhile, in London, the LBMA vaults, holding billions in unallocated silver, are under siege from conversion demands. Wealthy clients, spooked by rumors of leased metal vanishing to China, insist on allocation, compelling banks to source bars from the open market or their own pools. This internal squeeze is invisible to retail investors, but ferocious in its impact, bidding up premiums and widening the gap between paper spot prices and physical costs. Dealers report sold-out inventories, with premiums soaring to $10 or more per ounce, as buyers clamor for coins and bars that simply aren't there. It's a cascade. One conversion triggers another as fear spreads like wildfire through the network of high net worth individuals who talk in hushed tones at Davos or Monaco. Compounding this Western drain is the relentless pull from the East, where China's industrial machine acts like a gravitational force on global silver flows. Shanghai's exchanges trade silver at premiums far above COMEX, sometimes $5 or more per ounce, creating an arbitrage black hole that sucks metal across oceans. Refiners and miners, faced with higher bids from Beijing's factories, divert shipments eastward, starving London and New York. India's voracious appetite for silver jewelry and investment adds fuel, with imports draining London vaults amid deepening shortages. But it's not just nations. Corporate titans are bypassing public markets altogether. Tesla, Samsung, and solar giants negotiate direct procurement deals with miners, locking in future production at premium prices, $70 an ounce or higher, to ensure factories don't grind to a halt. This bifurcation splits the market, a public arena of paper trades where speculators joust over crumbs, and a private realm where massive tonnages vanish into strategic stockpiles, never touching exchange vaults. The result? A physical vacuum in the West, where available inventory evaporates, forcing smart money to pull out before it's too late. As vaults echo with the sound of departing trucks, the spot price on screens becomes a fiction, a ghost number that masks the true desperation for tangible metal. Emotionally, this exodus tugs at the core of what it means to own wealth in turbulent times. For the billionaire in his penthouse, it's a sleepless night poring over vault reports, weighing the risk of a systemic freeze against the cost of allocation. For the family office steward, it's the weight of generations' fortunes, shifting from digital ledgers to fortified bunkers. There's a palpable fear of being caught flat-footed in a squeeze, of watching paper claims dissolve while physical holders thrive. Yet there's also exhilaration, the thrill of outmaneuvering the masses, securing an asset poised for triple-digit prices as deficits widen. Analysts whisper of silver hitting $100 or more, driven by this very exodus that exposes the market's fragility. It's a tale of inequality, too. The elite with access to private vaults and insider intel, while retail investors grapple with sold-out dealers and escalating premiums. But amid the tension, a lesson emerges. True ownership demands more than a balance sheet entry. It requires holding the metal in hand, or at least knowing exactly where it sits, serial number and all. As we delve deeper, consider the ripple effects on the broader economy. Silver isn't just a speculative play, it's woven into the fabric of modern life. A prolonged vault exodus could spike manufacturing costs, slowing the green energy transition and inflating prices for everything from smartphones to solar farms. Banks, already nursing underwater shorts from the price surge, face mounting pressure as clients flee unallocated pools, potentially triggering liquidity crunches or forced buys that propel prices even higher. Regulators watch warily, mindful of past crises like the Hunt brothers' 1980 squeeze, but in 2025, the dynamics are global, with Eastern powers holding the reins. If COMEX registered stocks dip towards zero, the exchange might declare force majeure, settling in cash and shattering confidence. This isn't hyperbole. With cumulative deficits and draining vaults, the system teeters on a knife's edge. Smart money senses this, accelerating their pullout in a self-fulfilling prophecy that tightens supply further. It's a high-stakes game where hesitation costs fortunes, and the winners are those who act quietly, decisively, before the crowd awakens. Yet, for all the drama, this exodus offers opportunity for the discerning viewer. If you're holding silver in unallocated form, now's the time to reassess, convert to allocated, take delivery if feasible, or diversify into physical holdings stored securely. Research vaults like those in Singapore or Switzerland, known for transparency and segregation. For newcomers, start small. Buy coins or bars from reputable dealers. Understanding premiums reflect real scarcity. Portfolio allocations of 5 to 10% in silver can hedge against inflation and volatility, as experts recommend. But heed the warnings. Volatility cuts both ways, with potential rug pulls engineered by banks to shake out weak hands. Trust the fundamentals, the shortages, the industrial insatiable demand, the eastward flow, and position accordingly. As the smart money pulls out, they're not fleeing, they're fortifying for what's next. Climax approaches as we envision Monday's open after a tense weekend. With prices frozen at 67.40, risk managers huddle, calculating exposures, while family offices execute transfers. A gap up could ignite the final rush, but even a dip would be temporary, a test of resolve. The vault exodus isn't ending, it's accelerating, reshaping the silver landscape into one where physical reigns supreme. In this new era, the question isn't if you'll own silver, it's how you'll hold it. In conclusion, the silver vault exodus is more than a market quirk. It's a harbinger of systemic change, where trust in institutions yields to the certainty of possession. As billionaires secure their bars and vaults lighten, the average investor has a window to join the prepared. Stay vigilant, stack wisely, and remember, in the world of precious metals, what you can't touch might not truly be yours. Thank you for joining this journey into the shadows of the silver market. May it illuminate your path forward. Thank you for staying with me till the end. Here on The Scope, we dig past the headlines and uncover the hidden layers history tried to bury. If this documentary made you think differently, hit subscribe. Your support tells me to keep creating deeper investigations. Share this video with someone who loves powerful, untold stories, and leave your thoughts in the comments. I read everyone. A new, even stronger documentary is already on the way. So stay curious, and I'll see you again soon, right here on The Scope.